Across the ancient world, investigators began finding evidence of mathematical relationships embedded within monumental architecture. The Great Pyramid is perhaps the most famous example. The ratio between its height and perimeter closely approximates the mathematical constant known as pi. Not exactly, but close enough to provoke debate. Was it intentional or accidental? No one knows with certainty. Similar questions appear elsewhere. At Angkor Wat in Cambodia, some researchers believe the layout encodes astronomical information linked to specific celestial cycles. Others have argued that certain dimensions correspond to vast units of time. Again, the evidence is debated. Again, the conclusions remain uncertain. But a pattern begins to emerge. These structures seem to contain information, not written information, not inscriptions or texts, information encoded in geometry, in proportions, in alignments, in stone itself. Imagine for a moment that you wanted to preserve knowledge for thousands of years, longer than paper could survive, longer than any language could remain unchanged. How would you do it? You might carve that knowledge into something permanent, something capable of surviving floods, wars, invasions, and the collapse of entire civilizations. You might place it inside architecture. And perhaps that is exactly what happened. Because the more carefully researchers examine these monuments, the more they appear to function not merely as buildings, but as repositories, containers of knowledge, messages preserved across immense spans of time. The question is not whether information exists within these structures. The question is whether that information was intentionally placed there. And if it was, who was it meant for? Perhaps the answer lies not in individual monuments, but in the pattern that connects them all. A pattern stretching across continents, across cultures, across thousands of years of human history. What happens when we stop looking at these structures individually and begin looking at them as a network? Imagine plotting the world's major megalithic sites onto a single map. The pyramids of Giza, Stonehenge, Göbekli Tepe, the stone circles of Senegal and Gambia, the megalithic temples of Malta, Sacsayhuaman in Peru, Tiwanaku in Bolivia, the statues of Easter Island, ancient monuments scattered across 6 continents, separated by oceans, separated by cultures, separated by thousands of years.